Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something specific from SAP best practices, make to order without variant configuration.
Right. It sounds technical, but it's basically about building custom products, really bespoke stuff, not just picking options from a list.
Exactly. So our mission here is to really walk you through that whole flow from when the customer first asks for something unique all the way to getting paid.
Yeah. We want to map it out clearly, showing you the key steps and maybe some surprising details along the way. It's about understanding how these truly custom orders get fulfilled.
Okay, let's kick things off with the offer phase. It begins pretty simply, right? A customer has a need, a unique one, and they ask for an offer.
And that request triggers creating that first offer within the SAP system. It's the starting point.
But it's not always straightforward. I mean, the customer might look at that first offer and say, well, actually,
Exactly. They might want tweaks, modifications, so
yeah.
you can end up with a revised offer, maybe even link back to the original one in the system. It's a bit of back and forth sometimes.
Until they nail down the specifics. Once everyone's happy and the offer is accepted, then you create the actual sales order, and crucially, you reference that final accepted offer.
Yes, that link is important. And right at that point, the system often does a quick check the customer's credit limit. Sensible step before committing resources.
Makes total sense. After that check, an order confirmation goes out to the customer. And this part's interesting that confirmation can actually be the signal to start manufacturing.
It often is. It signals commitment. And sometimes, especially for big custom jobs, you might even ask for a down payment right after that confirmation.
Ah, okay. So getting some money up front reduces risk, I imagine.
Definitely reduces the manufacturer's risk on something that's, potentially expensive and made just for one customer.
Okay, so the order's confirmed, maybe a down payment is made, manufacturing might have even started. But what if the customer calls back with another change, like a technical modification after production is underway?
Ah, the midstream change. That's where things get, well, dynamic. It happens.
So how does the system cope? Must be complex.
It is, but that's sort of the point of these advanced systems. If a technical change comes in, the sales order itself needs updating, and critically, the bill of materials, the recipe for the product, gets recalculated.
Wow, recalculated on the fly while things are potentially already moving on the shop floor.
Pretty much. It requires recalculating costs, maybe scheduling. It shows the flexibility needed in true make-to-order, but also the complexity it introduces.
That adaptability sounds like a key feature. Okay, so assuming they navigate any changes, production finishes, what's next? The straightforward part.
Hopefully. Next is delivery, getting the finished custom product out the door to the customer.
And then invoicing based on what was actually delivered, considering any changes in recalculation.
Precisely. The final invoice goes out.
Yeah.
And the very last step is closing the loop, receiving the payment, and clearing the customer's account. Job done.
It feels like a very connected process. The source material also mentions some optional things you can add in, like serial numbers or maybe subcontracting parts of the job.
Yeah, quality management checks during production, deeper credit management features, period-end closing activities for finance. These options show it can be tailored. It highlights the system's breadth. And it's not just one person doing all this, is it? Oh, definitely not. You've got specialist engineers involved early on, sales administrators handling orders, manufacturing managers overseeing production, warehouse clerks for shipping, billing clerks, accounts receivable. It's a real team effort across different departments.
That collaboration is key. So wrapping up, we've traced this make-to-order journey from that initial unique request, potentially through offer changes, even those tricky mid-production modifications, right through manufacturing, delivery, and finally, payment.
The main thing for you to take away is how linked each step is and how vital managing those changes, especially the unexpected ones, becomes in this custom manufacturing world.
Right. And that leads to a final thought for you to maybe mull over.
Given that this process can handle changes even after manufacturing starts, how can a business really use that flexibility, not just cope with it, but use it strategically as an advantage over competitors while still managing the inherent complexities and costs involved?
Balancing that agility with control. Definitely something to think about. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something specific from SAP best practices, make to order without variant configuration.
Right. It sounds technical, but it's basically about building custom products, really bespoke stuff, not just picking options from a list.
Exactly. So our mission here is to really walk you through that whole flow from when the customer first asks for something unique all the way to getting paid.
Yeah, we want to map it out clearly, showing you the key steps and maybe some surprising details along the way. It's about understanding how these truly custom orders get fulfilled.